Hello everyone, you're watching News Mongolia on MNB World. It's Monday, April 10th. I'm Batsirin Namshar. Our top stories for News Mongolia. Foreign citizens can obtain and use resident permit inquiries online. Made in Mongolia 2023 exhibition was organized in Seoul. In 2023, 23 forest and shrub fires have been registered in 17 Soums of 8 provinces. For the news, stay tuned. Foreign citizens now have the option to obtain and utilize residence permit inquiries online following the recent approval of the procedures for issuing possession, storage and use of residence and travel permits for foreign citizens and stateless people.
The updated residence permit now adheres to international standards and incorporates NFC technology, MR zone, QR codes, and a unique 13-digit number in accordance with the structure and standards of travel documents. This new residence permit has been available since April 1st. Section 1.3 of the regulation stipulates that foreign citizens who have received residence permit in Mongolia for official or personal reasons may obtain an electronic reference for the residence permit from the Integrated Visa, Registration and Database of Foreign Citizens website at eimmigration.mn. According to Article 5.4 of the regulations, this electronic reference will only be valid within Mongolia, and foreign citizens will still be required to present their original residence permit when entering or exiting the country's border. Starting from April 10, 2023, 7 types of residence permit services will be fully digitized, including the application for a residence permit, changing the form of a residence permit, renewal of a residence permit, deduction of a residence permit, registering passport data changes, and registering a change of residence address. The online service can be accessed at the website. There is a total of 7 types of services available, including the option to re-request an abandoned or lost residence permit. In the case of a foreign citizen processing a valid residence card issued before April 1, 2023, there is no requirement to replace it upon reporting. However, foreign citizens and legal entities may choose to apply for a new replacement by paying the stamp and residence card printing service fee at their own request.
Made in Mongolia 2023 exhibition was organized in the Dundaemun district of Seoul City in cooperation with the Department of Small and Medium Enterprises of Mongolia, Michelle Expo, the market of Dundaemun district of South Korea, and its Department of Small and Medium Enterprises in Seoul, South Korea.
The purpose of this exhibition is to expand trade and economic cooperation between the two countries, connect entrepreneurs and producers with foreign markets, attract investors, and to promote the products of international producers. As a result, more than 20 enterprises representing wool, cashmere, sewing, handicrafts, and food producers participated in this exhibition. As part of the event, a business meeting was organized with the administration of Dundaemun District and the Small and Medium Enterprise Department of the district to increase the potential for the export of Mongolian national products and to expand the business partnership between the two countries. More than 20 companies are participating, such as wool, cashmere, leather, food products, cosmetics, etc. We plan to hold this exhibition again in October and talked with the embassy as well as Dundaemun district officials. This exhibition was held for the first time in 2019 and for the second time in 2022. Koreans are very interested in Mongolian cashmere products.
Now the trade turnover has reached about $700 million. During the Prime Minister's visit, the two sides agreed to start a free trade agreement between Mongolia and Korea, and this work is already underway. We have expectations that trade and investment will expand. Therefore, our small and medium producers have the opportunity to come to Korea and promote their products.
After last year's 2022 event, I visited Mongolia. I went to Mongolia and had an official meeting with the head of the Bengal district and Small and Medium Enterprises Department and signed a memorandum of understanding. The Dundaemun district said that it will support this event, and I believe that the cooperation between the countries will deepen in the future.
Compared to previous years, this event is being held over a longer period of time. The number of participants and the number of products have doubled. We plan to hold this event twice a year.
Nationwide, as of April 10th, 23 wildfires were registered in 17 zones of 8 provinces.
Currently, firefighters in Irten Soums of Soum province are working to put out a field fire that started on April 8th, 290 kilometers southeast of the center of the province and 70 kilometers east of the center of the Soum. The emergency department of Soum and Dornet provinces, border guard units of Dornet and Soum provinces, Matat, Halkol, and Irten Soums of Soum province have dispatched a total of 374 personnel and 40 vehicles to assist in the operation. However, the fire is still spreading due to challenging weather conditions, so the emergency departments of Hinti and Soum provinces have sent additional officers to increase their efforts. Moreover, a helicopter from the 303rd Unit of the Armed Forces, Mi-171, is preparing to fly to the fire site to help contain the blaze. Furthermore, on the same day, a forest and shrub fire erupted in the territory of Hottag-Undersum of Bolton province, and another forest and shrub fire occurred in the territory of Yerusum of Sidling province. Currently, 173 people are working to extinguish that fire in these areas, including the emergency department of the province and local citizens. With the high wind speed forecasted for the coming days, the spread and intensity of wildfires are expected to increase throughout the area. Therefore, it is essential to take preventive measures against forest and shrub fires, such as completely extinguishing fires. Additionally, provide fire protection breaks for areas that may be affected by fire, avoid burning open fires in forests and fields during this dry period, and equip the smoke exhaust of cars and equipment with spark arresters. Moreover, make a 100-meter wide ditch and dirt strip around houses, livestock yards, sheds, fodder and wells. In case of a fire, every household should put hot ashes and ashes in especially prepared pits and containers with lids. Furthermore, miners should not be sent to the forest or filled with matches or lighters during times of heightened fire risks. Lastly, every citizen is strongly advised to take preventive measures, such as having fire extinguishers.
Now let's take a look at the currency exchange rates provided by Mongol Bank. Now let's take a look at international news from our partner agencies. Israeli warplanes and artillery struck targets in Syria following rare rocket fire from the northeastern neighbor as Jewish-Muslim tensions reached a peak Sunday at a volatile Jerusalem shrine with simultaneous religious rituals.
Thousands of Jewish worshippers gathered at the city's western wall, at the holiest place where Jews can pray, for a mass priestly benediction prayer service for the Passover holiday. At the Al-Aqsa Mosque compound, a walled esplanade above the western wall, hundreds of Palestinians performed prayers as part of observances during the Muslim holy month of Ramadan. Hundreds of Jews also visited the Al-Aqsa compound under heavy police guard Sunday to whistles and religious chants from Palestinians protesting their presence. By sundown, the observances had passed without serious incident. Such tours by religious and nationalist Jews have increased in size and frequency over the years and are viewed with suspicion by many Palestinians who fear that Israel plans one day to take over the site or partition it. Israeli officials say they have no intention of changing long-standing arrangements that allow Jews to visit but not pray in the Muslim-administered site. However, the country is now governed by the most right-wing government in its history, with ultra-nationalists who see changes in the arrangements in senior positions. Senior right-wing politicians, along with West Bank settler leaders, announced plans for a march through the northwestern bank on Monday, setting the stage for further tensions. Tensions have soared in the past week at the Flashpoint Shrine after an Israeli police raid on the mosque. On several occasions, Palestinians have barricaded themselves inside the Al-Aqsa Mosque with stones and firecrackers, demanding the right to pray there overnight, something Israel has in the past only allowed during the last 10 days of the Muslim holy month of Ramadan. Police removed them by force, detaining hundreds and leaving dozens injured. The violence at the shrine triggered rocket fire by Palestinian militants from the Gaza Strip and southern Lebanon, starting Wednesday, and Israeli airstrikes targeted both areas.
Saudi officials were in Yemen's capital Sunday for talks with the Iran-backed Houthi rebels as part of international efforts to find a settlement to Yemen's 9-year conflict, officials said.
Saudi Arabia's delegation, chaired by the kingdom's ambassador to Yemen, Mohammed bin Said Al Jaber, met with Mahdi al-Mashhad, head of the Houthi Supreme Political Council, which runs rebel-held areas in Yemen, according to the Houthi-run Seba news agency. An Omani delegation which arrived in Sana'a on Saturday joined the talks, the agency reported. It said al-Mashhad hailed Oman's efforts to bridge the gap between different sides in the war to achieve peace in Yemen. Saba did not give further details. Mohammed al-Bukaiti, a Houthi leader, said early on Twitter that Saudi and Omani officials would discuss ways to achieve a comprehensive and lasting peace in the region. He said achieving an honorable peace between the Houthis and Saudi Arabia would be a triumph for both parties and urged all sides to take steps to preserve a peaceful atmosphere and prepare to turn the page out of the past. There was no immediate comment from Saudi Arabia on the trip, the second of its kind in 2023, according to a Saudi official who spoke on condition of anonymity because he wasn't authorized to brief reporters. In comments to the Associated Press, Hans Grundenberg, the United Nations envoy for Yemen, described the ongoing efforts, including the Saudi and Omani talks in Sana'a, as the closest Yemen has been to real progress towards lasting peace since the war began. This is a moment to be seized and built on, and a real opportunity to start an inclusive political process under UN auspices to sustainably end the conflict, he said. The talks in Sana'a are part of international efforts led by Oman to settle Yemen's conflict, which began in 2014. That's when the Houthis seized Sana'a and much of the country's north, ousting the internationally recognized government that fled to the south and then into exile in Saudi Arabia. The Houthi move prompted a Saudi-led coalition to intervene months later in a bid to restore the internationally recognized government to power. The conflict has in recent years turned into a regional proxy war between Saudi Arabia and Iran.
Now let's take a look at the weather forecast for the world's major cities. Well, that's all for today. Thank you for staying with us. We'll see you on Tuesday with more news and updates. Goodbye.